There, Cartel, Hitmen, and the Kinahan's top man in Portlaoise prison joined forces to dole out a savage beating to a violent criminal in a day of chaos at the high-security lockup. Patrick Curtis, Michael Bures, Charles McLean, and the mob's prison boss, Peader Keating, were all given P19 forms after being identified for dishing out jail justice to prisoner David Long. Long, from Cork, was left badly beaten and injured after he was jumped by the four on the same day that 11 prisoners were rushed to the hospital after a mass drug overdose. Convicted drug dealer Tony McInerney is suspected of organizing the drug shipment after he was found with a large stash and a customer tick list while taken to the hospital unconscious. The attack on Long and the overdose incident are not thought to be connected. Keating has rarely got hands-on in any physical altercations since he was jailed for 11 years after pleading guilty to directing a criminal organization. As the Kinahan's top dog behind bars, he has been a model prisoner since his incarceration, but is now facing extradition to the UK on conspiracy charges around a gun plot designed by his former boss, Thomas Bomber Kavanagh, to reduce a prison term for drug trafficking. The National Crime Agency is also looking to extradite Limerick criminal Edward McCarthy, who took over the McCarthy-Dundons after the life sentences of the Dundon brothers, who joined forces with Thomas Bomber Kavanagh some years ago, joining him in Birmingham and cementing his position as a new underworld boss. But now the former underling of the McCarthy-Dundon gang may have to pay for his ambitious move with a National Crime Agency investigation into his activities with Kavanagh and a case for extradition underway. At a court appearance this week, Keating looked none the worse for wear the day after the incident where his extradition case was adjourned again until the 18th of September. He is wanted to face trial over the gun plot, which backfired when police became aware of the far-fetched scheme during the EncroChat hack. The UK National Crime Agency will challenge. Curtis is serving a 10-year sentence for a foiled plot to kill Patrick "Patsy" Hutch, a brother of Gerry the Monk Hutch. He was the leader of a group of 9 who were sent to prison over the attempt to kill Hutch. However, their boss, known as Lord Knows, who gave orders over the encrypted phone, was never identified. Michael Burns was one of the foot soldiers of the hit team who were arrested in 2018, and who later admitted to having knowledge of the existence of a criminal organization and participating in activities to facilitate the planned murder. He was the supervisor of a subcell who organized logistics and passed on instructions from those higher up in the gang. Feared mobster Charles McLean has been linked to several gangland hits. He admitted he called underworld boss Mark Guinea Pig Desmond to a drugs meeting where the gangland figure was shot dead. He later admitted he got rid of Desmond's phone at the request of notorious gangster Wayne Whelan, and then later admitted conspiring to murder Whelan. Patrick Curtis. Whelan survived that attempt but was later shot dead following another attack in November 2019. McLean, along with Curtis, Burns and Keating, attacked Long in a cell and proceeded to beat him before prison staff intervened, according to sources. It has not been detailed why the incident occurred, although it is understood that Long had challenged the authority of the Kinahan crew. The Cork criminal is in prison for attacking a man with a hatchet and fracturing his skull because his girlfriend had a grievance with the victim. The assault on Long added to chaos within the prison this week, after 11 inmates were hospitalized from suspected overdoses. Gardaí are now working to identify the substance ingested by the inmates and how it was smuggled into the prison. Among the high-profile prisoners treated in hospital this week was drug dealer Tony McInerney, who is serving a total of 27 years for attempted murder and running a cocaine factory. Charles McLean. A quantity of the suspected drug was found on him, along with a list of Revolut account numbers and a list of money owed, sources say. Another inmate is thought to have smuggled the drugs into the prison after he returned from temporary release. Last year, Tony McInerney pleaded guilty to a shooting in which an innocent bystander was hit with a bullet in the buttock at 6 Mile Bridge in County Clare in 2020. 9 bullet casings were found on the street in what was described in court as Wild West stuff. Gangland killer Peter Kenny was the last inmate to be transferred back to the prison from hospital where he had been treated in intensive care. One source described the Dubliner as still out of it when he was brought back into the prison on Thursday. Kenny is currently serving life for the murder of drug dealer John Carroll in 2009, who was shot dead at Grumpy Jack's pub in the Coombe area of Dublin. Carroll was linked to a number of the city's major drug dealers, and on the night he was killed, he was carrying a list of drug debtors and creditors who owed him €243,000. While the exact substance used is not yet known, it is suspected to be a powerful and fast-acting synthetic drug. Samples found in the prison will have been taken for testing by the Gardaí and the HSE. Initial reports suggested that a synthetic opioid drug known as nitazene may have been the substance to cause the overdoses. However, the commonly used antidote to opioid overdose, Naxalone, did not work on the affected inmates, according to prison sources. There were concerns that the most seriously affected inmates, including Kenny, could have died. Gerry Hutch has been seen back in Dublin enjoying life after the dismantle of the Kinahan's cartel. He seems to show no fear and was pictured in Dublin looking well without a care in the world. Who knows what's next? We know the rivalry between these factions, as the Kinahan's senior cartel's bosses have either been arrested or hiding out in various countries in the Middle East. Could this be the end of the Kinahan's Hutch feud? Only time will tell. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more Irish gangland stories. And as we move over to the United Kingdom, as I have many documentaries coming, including American and South American true crime documentaries coming in the next week, thank you and goodbye for now.